Okay. Calling this meeting to order for the Parks and Recreation, October 11th, 2023. Before we start, stand pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like you to remain standing for a moment of silence for Dave Bailey, which is Commissioner Ryan's grandfather. Okay, thank you. Okay. Everyone get a chance to review September 13th, 2023 minutes? Any questions or comments on it? If not,
I'll make a motion to accept the.
all right, Ryan motions to accept,
I'll second that.
Mike second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Okay, next is Carlisle Park site visit. Well, good thing Brian's here because he could help us with that. So, what do you suggest we do? Just go up and decide where we want things, or, you know?
I think we should meet, or, a few of you, I don't think the whole board has to, if they can't make it, if they want to, that's fine, but just to
Okay.
get an idea of kind of, what do you want to see there? And then
Yeah,
we can
where we
jump
might
from
want
there.
something, you might know it's not like the best spot.
Potentially, or then
Okay.
we at least know the scope of what we're looking at, and everyone's in agreement, so then if we do go out and get pricing, and
Okay,
it gets more of a landscape expert as to, is it even feasible, then we're at least talking
Okay.
about the same vision,
so does this have to be a formal meeting, or can we just go? What, does anyone know?
I think it needs to be posted.
It needs to be posted, okay.
So, because if we have three there, we're a quorum, so then
Right, yeah.
we have to be, and then we have to have,
Okay,
make
well-
it available for people to.
Let's just post it then. Does anyone want to throw out a time or a day, or?
So I just need like a day in advance.
Yeah, well, we're going to look at something,
Well, we need to be like.
Has to be
Yeah,
72
it's-
hours
Right.
to post it.
but I'm talking, like, when's the time change coming? Because then we want to do it in the light of day.
That should be on here.
You want me to find that, Ryan?
Well, I don't know how to find that either.
Yep,
Daylight savings,
all day, November 5th.
November 5th, so you want to do it before then,
Right.
or at least try to.
So does anyone have a day of the week that's good for them?
Sunday through Wednesday,
Yeah, before then.
Okay.
Yes.
okay for me.
Do we want to pick one tonight, or do we want to just, you want to throw some out there, and then I can get in touch with Brian and see if he's available, or
I'd say, like, for me, it doesn't have to be a Wednesday, but Wednesday's usually
a good one?
better. Yeah. on my
Okay,
end,
so
but
then,
Wednesdays are usually.
So
Why don't
the 18th or 25th
right,
or 1st.
the 18th, 25th is not good for me, but that's okay,
Okay.
if it's good for everyone else. How about the 18th?
Next week?
What time?
The 18th is good because I'm away on the
Put it on
1st
the
on business.
Okay,
agenda
so
when I send it to
what's the
town
best,
hall.
what time, Brian?
well, let's get dark
Should do
now.
5:30?
Yeah, we do 5 or 5:30.
Yeah, it's 5, can everyone make it at 5, though? I can,
Yeah, I
can
should
you,
be able
I was just
John?
thinking for the light, it's
Yeah.
getting dark earlier.
Oh,
Right.
gosh, I can't do it. I work on
There's
Wednesdays.
one light up there,
All right, I'll let you guys do it. So 5?
so 5 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, what do we have to do? Do an agenda for that and,
And I'll send it out
okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you can just post a public site visit.
You can just walk the kids over, Mike.
Hopefully we can get through it.
That's
Okay.
always work. So mine too.
That's okay. They can
Run
go.
around.
Happy
All right, so
birthday.
October 18th at 5 o'clock, meet at
Welcome to Carlisle.
Carlisle Park.
Guess what we're doing?
Anything else about, any questions on that or anything? Not until we get there, right? We do know what we want, right? We have an idea what we want.
Yes, we have a wish list still from
And we do have,
before.
is it $45,000 warrant article?
Yes.
Specifically for that.
Okay. So could you just write that up, like what the wish list is, so if they don't know?
Yep.
You can kind of guess where you want to, or look to see where you want to put stuff. All right. Next is facilities update.
As far as the parks go, I just have a few just minor annual things. I notified Mackenzie and Laura the splash pad, we did shut that down. I don't know if it's winterized yet. I need to check with Dale D'Amico, but it won't turn on if anyone's up there, so if we get another hot day, we kept it open later than we typically do anyways this year, so I think it got its use this year. Central Park, the same thing. If you drive by, the fountain's off. That's on purpose. It's not broken, but we're just getting everything ready for the winter and the colder weather. Other than that, I think I spoke about the trash cans. We do have 6 new trash cans that came in. I'm looking to replace the remaining ones. I just wanted to see how our staff, if there are any issues getting trash and stuff. So far, they've liked them because they're covered, so they don't get wet and messy and all that. So I think we need 4 more, and that will complete at least Central Park. And I was thinking again, maybe 3 more recycling bins because there's only 1 in one corner. But if we hit all 4 corners, and then
Better chance of recycling.
yeah, we can move on from that. I know I don't think those have been replaced in 20, 25 years. So. And just so you're aware, we have 10, 12 bags of leaves.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
I think they're in the garage right now,
Perfect.
so you can use that on
For
Sunday.
the scarecrow.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and if you need more, we'll try and get more
Thank
for
you.
that. So, other than that, that's all I have really for the park. So.
Scarecrow
All right,
contest.
thank you.
I didn't see that you entered.
Parks and Rec updates, Mackenzie?
So as far as programming goes, Holiday Pops tickets are open. We opened last week and we've sold 27 tables so far.
Ooh.
Um,
Out of how many?
44.
How many? 44?
Yep.
Wow, so okay.
Yeah, which is awesome. The Scarecrow contest is this Sunday at Central Park, and then we have our annual pumpkin carving workshop next Monday. So not next Monday, but the following Monday, the 23rd. We'll be participating in the Halloween walk on the 27th, and Thursday.
26.
26th.
26
yes.
is the Thursday, 27th is a Friday.
Yes.
26th?
The 26th. Yes, sorry about that.
And donations are being accepted all around town.
Yes, they are.
Which is good.
And we're working on that with downtown Clinton. So that's run through downtown Clinton, but we will have a table.
Right.
And we're working with the PTA on a couple of different programming things, such as babysitting and yep. We're also starting up teen nights this winter, so that'll run from December 22nd through January 26th for indoor.
That was advertised, right? I did see that.
Yes,
Does that have to be a sign-up thing or a drop-in?
it will be a sign-up thing just so that we have all of the liability waivers and everything filled out in advance. So field use depending on weather, but an indoor space for the middle school age kids staying out. So
Oh, this sounds
there's
good.
a big reach for that. So we're happy to offer it. We have, if you look at your packet, turning away from programming, we received a donation in lieu of flowers. Phyllis Vetros memorial. We received over $5,000, and after talking to her son and daughter, the idea is to put in a bench or benches in the park. And if you flip to the second page,
Who's this one?
Phyllis Vetros. It was a longtime employee of the town, and she enjoyed utilizing Central Park. So A, B, C, and D are some of the places where we thought would be a great place to put a bench, because I guess Phyllis Vetros thought that there needed to be more benches inside of the perimeter of the park, because there's a lot outside. And now I guess the only places to sit inside of the park are our 2 chess tables. So those are the X's that you'll see by the fountain.
How are you facing, how will they be facing?
The bench?
Yeah, like bench B, would that be facing the fountain?
Yes.
Okay, and A and D and C facing like the cross or facing away?
So probably facing the cross, but it's definitely open to
No, I think that's a good idea.
input.
Okay.
But just open to thought. But the granite benches run about 700. Yeah, $750, sorry. And shipping is going to be super expensive. So depending upon how many benches we can get would depend upon where we would put the benches and how many benches we would have. So we were wondering what the commission's first choice was, second choice for placement.
Any issue on placing or trimming or mowing or anything
I
on those?
don't have that.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
so
I'll
sorry.
give him mine. You go buy it.
Thank you.
What are we deciding again?
Where to put them? First choice, second choice, third choice.
So it was 5,000?
Yes.
There's a flagpole and a light.
So there's nothing like, this is just the rough area, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, those are smaller sections, but they all kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Isn't the little kid statues?
That
Where
is,
I
C is?
see.
I think that's further past C, like
That's
closer to
further-
the
a
police
little further
station,
down.
almost. You know,
It's more just like the quadrant, I guess, is
Yeah.
where, yeah. And then if you guys pick a spot, I'll go down and take pictures.
Honestly, as far as like grass, the park looks really good, but
Yeah.
some of those sections where it meets the concrete,
Yeah.
like in the corners, I mean, you put a concrete slab there.
Would
Yeah.
help to cover
It might help
Yeah.
the overall look.
I'm just,
I saw that in C. Because I did go down and take some pictures, and there is a little bit of a bare spot.
It was
there.
worse last year, so it's
Yeah.
coming back a little bit. I would just, before you order, just look, I mean, if you're gonna do granite, there's nothing else like that in the park, so if you're gonna maybe switch over, or if you wanna keep it consistent,
Yeah.
that might be just something to think about.
Okay.
Does she want granite, did she say, or is that just something?
There's no specification necessarily. That was just,
Well, granite would be
More
better wear
forever.
and tear, yeah.
Right.
and like the idea would be to get the plaque and everything. So
Okay.
do you only go 4 because of the shipping is gonna be probably
yes.
$1,000 or something?
Yeah.
like that?
For,
Okay.
for all of them.
I mean, you're talking,
It's heavy.
Yeah.
And just thinking about how much it was to ship the chess tables. So just a thought. So if
Well,
anybody
I
has
kind of
any-
like one around the fountain, you know, so,
I liked
wanna
that
keep
too.
that
I
so
just
you have
wasn't
it-
sure
yeah.
what you guys thought, if it would be too congested in that like area or
I don't think so.
Anywhere around the fountain, I think one would be good over there.
Because kids like to play around it, so parents can sit.
And there's
Yeah.
flowers
And
like
and it's a
by
nice
that
place to like
Sit on
look
the
at the
entrance
fountain.
is like 2 flower beds, so it would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. For sure.
okay. So do you want to know now where? want
No,
to
you
know?
can definitely think about it. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
3, right? 4. 4.
Depending
It'll
on-
depend on shipping costs and like once we go to order if it costs more than it does right now, because even it raised $48 since I first looked at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you probably want this sooner than later.
Dependent. I mean, we can,
4 of them is $3,000 and then
yeah.
another grand in shipping, at least.
At least.
At least. Okay.
Are we factoring the concrete pads into this price also?
We had not factored in the concrete pads.
The concrete pads for the chessboards
Yeah.
ran about 1,000. So we would probably, if these are longer, so you gotta figure another
Yeah.
1,000 for at least like 500 each.
Yeah, and we are still getting donations coming in. It's just something we wanted to discuss with the commission as it was addressed, like,
Yeah,
as it was addressed with the family, so.
okay.
Do we wait until everything comes in and then budget out the concrete pads, budget out and everything at once? Because I think,
Probably, yeah. It's really up to you guys, like what you.
Because the gentleman who did the concrete pads could probably give us a quote if we showed him the dimensions of the benches. He was really good about
Yeah.
it and stayed close to the number he originally predicted.
Yeah, they did a good job,
Yeah.
so.
That would be good if you got that. We could kind of base it on 3 or 4 benches.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's keep that on and revisit that with the other pads. My first only thing would be, is there anybody else around that we don't have to pay shipping that's local that makes, granite or concrete that we don't have to pay? Because I mean, that's gonna be a semi and
yeah, definitely.
so that would be the only thing. Where'd the chess tables come out of?
Same
Same
company,
place?
yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
We have,
So good track record with them.
yeah, and we meet with the Central Mass directors and coordinators for
That was
Parks
where we
and
got
Rec.
the
And that's where
company
they
from.
gave us the
Okay.
park catalog.
So a
So
lot of people using
Yeah.
it, so yeah, pretty reliable.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
we like what we got, and I mean, the price was, I probably looked at 100 sites
tables.
just trying to find, one that was affordable, that had the seating, that, had everything, and the park had probably the best prices.
Okay.
All right, good. We'll take your judgment on that. Okay, is that it for department updates?
That's it for department
All right,
updates.
one thing I just want to ask is you and Mike, how's the,
Open space.
thank you, anything to report on that, open space?
So the survey went live today, which is a survey that they can basically tell the open space committee what people want in town. So I think you guys are probably gonna share that
Yes.
on the Parks and Rec website. And I wrote it down so I don't forget it.
The forum.
November 9th at 7 PM, there's a public forum for this committee at the Clinton Town Hall, November 9th at 7 PM. And people can show up and kind of give their opinions, and that's basically the basis of what we do is, what the town people want.
So when's the survey end?
I think it's gonna run for 3 weeks.
Okay, so November 9th, there'll be results of that survey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mike. Mackenzie, thanks. All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Come on.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn
Second.
by John, second by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Not what I was doing. Okay, right into our Schofield Commission meeting with the review and acceptance of September 13, 2023 minute meetings. Okay.
Second.
Joe motion, Ryan second. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay.
I heard her first. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion accepted. And administrative housekeeping? Do we have any?
Anything on that parking? Has there been any other issues?
Not on our end.
No. Have you heard anything? Brian, have you been up to the parking on the football or anything?
As far as blocking that
Yeah.
off, no,
Okay,
no.
good.
Some people just ask it when we can't, because we have before, but I think they get over it and find a spot, so.
Okay.
And I think they're winding that down too. There's
Yeah.
a couple games this weekend, but it's not the full slate. I think it's only 1 or 2.
Right.
And then I think they're in the playoffs, and if anything, I don't know.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, anything else? All right, on to for field house study review. So Brian, that's why we have you here, because
All right.
we looked at it and,
Yep, so I need to dig in a little bit more, and I have some questions for the building inspector. My initial takeaway is it gave us what we were looking for, like how's the existing condition of the building, what areas should we focus on. Problem is, without knowing what the use of the building is, that triggers a lot of different costs or different codes and things like that, so my understanding of what I read, without talking to Jimmy Salmon or anyone yet, is like mine, the current conditions, because I think the occupancy is less than 50 people, and there's never more than 50 people in that building right now with the intended use. Mostly it's storage right now. It won't trigger, like we can do minor repairs, but anything major, and my understanding is if you, like for example, the roof would be a major repair, and it would be more than probably the value of the building, which would trigger us to, if we do the roof, we need to update the entire building up to the new codes and new standards that apply now, which would get costly. If we are not changing the current state of the building, meaning it's gonna be used for storage for the football teams and baseball teams and locker room, potentially if it's raining and we can get it, the Clinton team in like it used to, that's not changing the use of the building. Then we might be able to we can make like minor repairs. Like for me, some of this, like they said there was a lot of moisture in there. So I would look at the windows right now, and if we could, maybe weatherize the doors, get a price on the windows, we can at least make sure that the building is secure for now, as far as from the elements, and then that way there's no, because again, because of that, there's like paint chipping and the windows, there might be a little bit of mold in there that just from the moisture. And if we can eliminate that, then we can bring our crew in and paint. We can update the building as is without, I think, a major cost. And it would be used for what it's being used for now.
Okay. I
the-
think
yeah.
the hope of the Mackenzie and Laura and the commissioners, that when we started this a couple years ago, was that we could make it into a more usable space for her programming. So that,
Right.
right now, just listening to you sounds like that's not
Yeah, I don't think, there's not anything we can't do, but I think if we, like for example, the building's not insulated. So we have
That's
to
the one
insulate
thing
the
I
building.
noticed.
Right.
And the way that it's constructed, the concrete blocks and slabs, is it's not an easy,
insulate. And
Fix.
that's when she probably want it more, is
Right.
during the colder times.
so I think like having this information, again, I'm gonna dive in a little bit and get some answers as to, if we go over 30% of what the building value is, what does that mean? Like, if
Yeah.
I'm reading it right now, it's saying we have to update.
It triggers a lot
It
of,
triggers a lot of the new, like, energy codes and things like that I'm not that well versed on, that there's other people
Right.
that we would need to bring into the
Right.
fold.
If that cost goes over what it's valued, would you be looking at?
What'd you say it was 30%?
It's 30%, and based on this, that building value is, I think they said 60,000. So they gave us a estimate as to, well, you can spend 16,500 and change without triggering anything. Now, I don't know if that includes the restrooms, because there's no access from the main building to the restrooms. So I'm looking at that, and I'll confirm that, but we have money for repairs for that, and we have $40,000, which is above the 16,000. So my assumption reading this is that won't trigger anything, because it's kind of a separate entity. It's not the main building.
okay, it's not part of that
Right.
use
And-
group.
And I'll confirm that, but right now, I'm gonna get pricing to do the restrooms.
Yeah.
And I'm also.
Is that concession stand also separate? Is
So
it
the
like-
concession will need, depending on, again, right now, it's not being used as a concession stand, it's being used, so their evaluation is it's a storage area. That used to be a concession stand.
Right,
So to get it back into that condition will cost some money. So I think out of this, we would need this information regardless of what you guys decide you want to do. So it's good to have, it's a good starting point. No matter, in my opinion, no matter like what direction you want to go in, I think initially now that building to keep it, because it's structurally sound according to this, it just needs a little bit of
TLC.
TLC. And to me, the biggest thing reading this was the moisture, and there's some cracks in the windows, and they're small windows. Get some pricing, secure that, and then we can at least make sure that this building doesn't deteriorate more. So if a year from now, or depending on if we go back to the town meeting for additional funds to do a bigger renovation. We have this information, and we know that the building is in worse shape than it was, now.
Yeah,
Um,
baseline type thing, yeah.
Right. So,
Okay,
again, I need to go through it a little bit more closely. I did read it a couple times.
I tried.
But there is a lot of code things and information that I wasn't able to get prior to this meeting. And before I speak to it, I'd like to make sure I have an idea what
I
I'm
think the
talking about.
insulation is like one of the biggest things.
Right.
Yeah, I think securing the inside of the building so it doesn't get worse is
Yeah.
the biggest thing. But I think that's gonna be pretty costly.
Yeah.
The windows, maybe not. They're not huge windows.
But you're going down in that brick, and then you're doing spray foam, if anything, if you're going
Yeah.
down in that, and it's,
Right.
Won't you lose space too?
You would, probably, most likely, yeah.
Well, it's the new energy code.
the energy code that you have to bring it up to
Yeah.
is
it's-
ridiculous.
So it would be a costly project if you wanted to,
Make it like an all-season.
yeah, and change the intended use, because now you're saying there's gonna be kids in
Yeah.
there, right? So
Oh, that
that's-
changes a lot of things.
Right.
That brings it to it.
So right now, it's not really a public use facility. It is, but it's.
You have to bring it all up to code.
Exactly. So they talked about the couple of the back exits, the concrete steps, you'll need handrails, you'll need fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
The ADA.
Yeah, so. And I think the
Does
fire
it have a
extinguishers.
does it have a second
Second egress.
Egress. There is, you can exit through the basement, you can exit through the back office.
It's not accessible.
Yeah, you would have to.
So yeah, there's two different, it's in the back though, the back of the building. And the stairs are all kind of chipped away, so those would need to be poured.
Yeah.
You need handrails, things like that,
Yeah.
so. I think there is some stuff we could do now, or like soon, just to make sure that we're not letting it go.
Yeah, worse, yeah.
But we'd have to have a more detailed discussion as to what
That's
direction.
the thing, we just don't want a deteriorating building
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
sitting
And
there.
I'd say like the roof is in good shape, and that's half the battle too, because right now, nothing's getting in that way. I think we could put weather strips on the doors to maybe shear up those, but I think the windows are the biggest one right now, to make sure that,
Okay.
the moisture stays out and
Well,
everything's
that
staying
helps
dry in there,
with
so.
that, understanding that study.
But I listed some questions down for the building inspector, just to make sure that we're on the same page, and if there's something I'm off on, then I'll come and correct it. If not, then I can certainly give a more detailed update at another meeting if there's any questions that come up when you leave here or anything like that, so.
Okay, so you'll let me know if you want to come back to update us on all that, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. Okay, that looks like we can wrap this up.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion. All right, Joe, motion to adjourn. Ryan, second, all in favor? Aye. All right, thanks, everyone.